The story begins with a man named Scott, who arrives in a small town looking for his missing daughter. Scott came to this town because last week he received a message from his daughter that was sent from here, so he goes to the local police for help in finding her. However, the police don't take him seriously. After that, he checks into a nearby hotel and starts asking around about his daughter, but no one there seems to know anything either. While continuing his search, Scott ends up at a bar where he meets a man named Nate. Nate tells Scott that a few days ago he saw a girl and her friends, but now he has no idea where they went. Nate also warns Scott that if they went into the forest, it's highly unlikely they'll return. The scene then shifts to 6 weeks earlier, where Jennifer and her friends head into the forests of West Virginia for a hiking trip. While they're driving, one of their car tires gets punctured. After changing the tire, they continue on and soon arrive at the same town. They all decide to stay the night there and head into the forest the next morning. After checking into a hotel and getting their rooms, a woman at the front desk warns them to be careful while exploring the forest and not to lose their way. She tells them that if they get lost, anything could happen. Jennifer feels a bit uneasy hearing that, but brushes it off and heads inside without giving it much thought. After that, all the friends go to a bar and have a great time. A man named Nate was also sitting there. Seeing their young age, he thinks they're just kids. He walks over to them and says, "Why are you here? This forest is very dangerous. You all shouldn't have come here." Hearing this, an argument breaks out between the friends and Nate. Then they all head outside and see a man standing near their car. Adam questions him, but the man doesn't respond. This makes Adam furious, and he throws a bottle at the man. Later, they return to their hotel, and Jennifer messages her dad to let him know where she is. That message turns out to be the last one Scott ever receives from her. The next morning, Jennifer wakes up early and goes for a jog. On the way, she sees a girl in the middle of the road selling handmade bracelets. A little girl is with her, and she runs away scared after seeing Jennifer. Jennifer buys a bracelet and tries to talk to the older girl, but the child doesn't respond to any of her questions. After that, we see all the friends heading out for a hike in the forest. They're having a lot of fun when Darius tells them about a fort deep in the forest that was built during the Civil War. He says it would be a huge mistake to leave without seeing it, but Jennifer insists they should stick to the trail, saying going any farther could be a big mistake, especially since the old lady had warned them before they came here. But Darius manages to convince Jennifer to go further into the forest. So, all of them begin heading deeper inside. They had been walking in the forest for quite a while, but there was still no sign of any fort, and they were all extremely tired. So, they decided to head back. Just then, a broken tree from a slope starts falling toward them. In a panic, everyone runs in different directions to save themselves. One of their friends slips and falls to the ground, and the tree crushes him. When the others rush over to check, they find their friend dead in a gruesome condition. Seeing this horrific incident, everyone gets very scared and decides to leave the forest immediately. That's when Jennifer spots someone hiding and watching them from within the trees. But everyone else thinks she's just imagining things and urges her to keep moving. They all try their best to find a way out of the forest, but they can't. They've lost their way, and now it's gotten really late. So they decide to set up their tents and spend the night there. Later that night, Jennifer suddenly wakes up and feels like someone is nearby, but she assumes it's just a tree's shadow and ignores it. The next morning, when everyone wakes up, they find that Mila is missing from the tent. When they check their bags, their phones are missing too. Jennifer then tells everyone that she had seen someone near the tent last night, but thought it was just a shadow. After that, they all set out to search for Mila. While searching for Mila, Jennifer spots the same girl she had seen earlier in town. As soon as the girl sees them, she runs away. Adam chases after her to catch her, but while running, he steps into a trap. The trap pulls Adam into a hole. Everyone tries hard to save him, but they can't reach him once he's inside. So they decide to leave the area and go look for help. As they walk, they come across a campsite where they find a lot of bags, mobile phones, shoes, and tons of other belongings. Seeing all this makes them really anxious. Just as they're thinking about leaving the place, they notice two strange men dragging Adam away. Darius runs up to them and tells them to let Adam go, but the men respond in a language none of them can understand. An argument breaks out. Meanwhile, Adam, who had been unconscious, regains consciousness and grabs a sharp object lying nearby. He attacks one of the men and kills him. Seeing his companion dead, the other man runs away. At that moment, Mila also shows up and gets scared after seeing the dead body. Everyone asks her where she had been. Mila explains that she had gone outside to use the toilet, but when she returned, none of her friends were there anymore. After this, the group walks a bit farther into the forest. Darius steps into another trap, and a sharp log swings into his chest, injuring him badly. Mila gives him first aid. As they continue moving forward, a wild man from the forest suddenly kidnaps Luis. One by one, all the wild people living in that area begin appearing in front of them. Seeing this, everyone starts running in different directions. While running, Mila gets caught in a trap. Adam rushes over to help her, but as he approaches, he realizes that Mila has fallen into a pit filled with large, sharp spikes that have pierced deep into her body. Seeing this, instead of saving Mila, Adam runs away in fear. As soon as Adam leaves, a wild man arrives and kills Mila on the spot. Now, the remaining friends start running to save their lives, but one by one, they all get caught. Later, when Jennifer regains consciousness, she finds herself tied up in a dark dungeon. Suddenly, someone opens the door to the cell. When Jennifer looks at the person, she sees that it's the same girl from whom she had bought the bracelet. Jennifer pleads with her for help, but the girl speaks to her harshly. Then she throws down a ladder for Jennifer to climb up. When Jennifer comes up, she sees all of her friends tied up and standing in a line. The wild people then cover their faces and take them all to their court. There, their leader accuses them of murder. Jennifer strongly denies all the accusations. Then, the wild man who had earlier escaped from Adam arrives and says that they were actually leaving Adam behind the mountain to save his life, but Adam killed one of their men. However, Jennifer refuses to accept this too, saying it was an act of self-defense. After that, the wild people bring out the body of their man and place it in front of everyone. Their tribal court leader declares all of them guilty. And after that, all those wild people kill Adam in the same brutal way that Adam had killed one of their own. They keep beating him until he dies. After this, only 3 of the friends are left. One of them tries to escape after seeing all this, but the wild men catch him and blind him by shoving a hot iron rod into his eyes, then lock him up in a dark cave. Then they catch Darius and are about to do the same to him, burn his eyes with a hot rod. But just in time, Jennifer speaks up and tells them that Darius is a very strong man who could be useful to them. The wild people agree and say, "Fine, let's say he's useful to us, but what about you? How are you useful?" Jennifer replies that she is very healthy and can give birth to a strong and healthy child. The deal pleases them, and they tell both of them that they must now stay part of the community forever. If they even try to escape, they'll be killed immediately. Jennifer agrees to their terms, but this decision makes Darius furious because she sacrificed herself to save his life. According to the deal, Jennifer goes to live in the leader's room. The scene then shifts back to Scott, who is sitting in a bar. An old woman there tells him that there's a secret community living in the forest. Maybe his daughter is there. The next day, Scott sets off to search for this hidden community to find his daughter. The hotel owner introduces him to a man named Ed, who offers to help him in the search. While looking for Jennifer in the forest, they come across a trap but manage to avoid it. However, a bit later, Ed gets his foot caught in another trap. Scott tries to save him and starts to open the trap, but in the struggle, Ed loses balance and falls down, and that man is killed right there. Now only Scott is left, and he's extremely stressed, realizing he's all alone in such a huge forest. As he moves ahead a little, people from the D community capture him too. Just then, Scott spots Jennifer, but she completely denies recognizing him. After that, The leaders lock Scott in a cell as well. Later that night, Jennifer opens the cell door and tells Scott to stay quiet. She then explains everything to him, including that she purposely denied knowing him. She says, "If they had found out you were my dad, they would have killed you too." After that, Scott and Jennifer go to Adam and ask him to come with them, but Adam refuses, so they leave him behind and continue on their own. As they're leaving, a little girl appears and shows them the way out. The two manage to escape, but the wild men in the jungle spot them and try to stop them. Just then, Nate shows up and shoots them all dead. He tells Scott that 6 years ago, he also lost someone here. As he's sharing this with Scott, more people from the D community arrive, but Nate and the others manage to kill them too and escape successfully. The story then jumps forward a few days. Scott and Jennifer have moved on and are living happily. But when Jennifer goes home, she finds the same leader waiting for her. Turns out, the leader wants Jennifer because she's pregnant with his child. Jennifer refuses to go with him. Hearing this, the leader kills her entire family. Jennifer then kills him in return. But we soon realize Jennifer was only imagining all this. She didn't want to put her family in danger. So she agrees to go with the leader. Later, we see the men taking Jennifer away in a vehicle, but the vehicle crashes and flips over. One of the men gets out, but Jennifer kills him. Then she escapes with the little girl, and that's where the story ends. Let me know your thoughts. Also check out the Wrong Turns all parts in my channel. Thanks for watching.